More former Michigan head football coach charges were dropped. All right, so Sherrone Moore felony charges dropped after the judge ruled that his mistress was not a victim of stalking after evidence was presented in court.
Hey, I just want to throw this quick disclaimer out there. Yes, me and this brother have the same last name, but we are not related. I just had to throw that out there. Let's continue. What's going on, everybody? It's your man JaMichael Moore, back for another episode of J Mike's Corner. If you haven't already, please take the time to hit that subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss a video when we upload, and also hit the hype button and then comment, because apparently hyping us up, it does something. I don't really know, but it does something. And leave us a comment too. It always is encouraging to hear your words, to hear some good things you might have learned from the video, to give us insight on what we should improve. Did we suck? Was it good? You know, all that good stuff. Leave a smiley face. I really don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't mind. It all works. So yeah, let's continue.
Update on the Sherrone Moore situation. If you don't remember, he got fired from Michigan for sleeping with a staff member. Well, a spokesperson from the athletic department told TMZ that her contract was expired and not renewed with Michigan. She got friendly fired. Allegedly, shit, I don't want to get sued. The story goes that they were having an inappropriate relationship. It ended, and then he wouldn't stop texting her or something like that. And so she ended up going to Michigan with proof of their inappropriate relationship, which led to him getting fired. And so when he was fired, he went into her apartment, broke in, grabbed butter knives and stuff, and was threatening to hurt himself and make her watch for ruining his life. He was arrested and charged with home invasion, breaking and entering, and stalking. And his lawyer is trying to get some of that reduced. His wife, who actually made the original 911 call, which TMZ has that too. Like, I don't know what deal they made with the devil, but she was standing beside him, child, hand in hand, walking into the court. His lawyer claims that the police report relied on deceptive statements, so they seem confident.
I will say this though, it is for my eyes, it's refreshing to see that his wife is still beside him. I must say that is, I love that. I don't care for no marriages to be broken up for whatever reason. I know, trust me, I'm not saying that what he did was right. What I am saying is that I do love to see that a relationship is still intact, because it's through these tough moments that are really the defining aspects of marriage and life in general, because we all gonna have to go through life, and it's about having the opportunity to do life with someone and not to be alone. So I will say that I do love to see that they're still together. I know this, everybody not gonna agree with that, but that's okay. So as you may know, Brandon previously covered this topic in the past, speaking of Sherrone Moore and when this whole story broke out. And normally I would not cover things like this. This is not really my space, but I saw something that was key within all of this, and I will share it later. But just to continue to give you more updates on what's happening, here you go.
According to reports, the University of Michigan had previously investigated if Sherrone and his assistant Paige Shiver were having a relationship, but both of them denied it at the time. And then on Monday, December 8th, Paige allegedly broke up with Sherrone, and then she and her civil attorney, a woman named Heidi Sharp, went to the school's head attorney to admit this relationship. 2 days later, Sherrone was fired for violating university policy by engaging in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. And after he was fired, he then went to Paige's apartment and allegedly entered it illegally and threatened to harm himself. While Sherrone is there, Paige calls her attorney, Heidi Sharp, and then Heidi calls the police. And this is where some of the problems start.
When Mr. Moore came to the complainant's apartment, the first person that the complainant called was Heidi Sharp. Heidi Sharp then calls 911 and says a series of statements that are in my motion that she did not have personal information of and had no basis for and are untrue.
If you guys have made it this far, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, and don't forget to click that notification bell so you never miss when we upload a new video for you. Make sure you guys leave a thumbs up. It's completely free and it goes a long way.
Also, don't forget to leave a comment because we like to hear from y'all. We want to know what y'all think. Is the video good? Does it suck? Did you learn something from it? Just say hello. Put a smiley face. I don't care. Just write something. Interact. Communicate. We like those things.
Now back to the video.
According to Sherrone's attorney, some of the things that Heidi told police about Sherrone were not 100% accurate, and she at some point presented officers a screenshot of some text messages alleging that all of them were evidence of Sherrone harassing Shiver. However, when officers show Shiver these text messages, she tells them that some of them are work-related, not harassment.
They showed her the whole screenshot, and she said, are these text messages work-related? And the answer was, yes, those are work-related. And then she was asked, are there any more text messages that you haven't given me? And the answer was no.
And so, even though the officer is now aware that not all of the communications between Sherrone and Shiver were harassment, the officer still included all of them, plus the statements made by Heidi and a reference to 12 unanswered phone calls when she goes to get a judge to sign off on the arrest warrant. And in addition to all of that, and this part is key, the officer did not tell the judge that there was a work relationship between Sherrone and Paige.
All right, so Cam, even though the charges were dropped, it is still damage done to the name of Sherrone Moore, head coach, former head coach of Michigan. What do you make of this? And what's next for a coach in a situation like this?
Well, I say it like this. We live in a day and age where you are guilty until proven innocent, not innocent until proven guilty. Like the damage have already been done for Sherrone Moore, him and his family. I would say it's a good look for his wife to still stick with him through it all. No. But at the same time, the question now comes, does he get another job?
Yeah.
I don't think not in the next year or so, because you got to let that stench kind of air out a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A GA or whatever. But needless to say, this makes everybody with a platform to just be mindful of the decisions that you make. And when you have so much that's expected of you, it comes with so much responsibility.
That's true.
And this is a story that can remind us of that specific situation. It's like a person who was on top of the world, one of the coaches, head coaches at one of the most prestigious, recognizable universities in the entire world.
For sure.
And all of a sudden, with just one decision, infidelity, it cost you your whole career.
For sure.
So please be mindful of that.
Man, when I saw this thing about how the judge basically threw out the mistress statements, and how because she was claiming he was stalking her, and also that he was being set up, it's brought a lot of empathy. Now, of course, we don't know until the official sentencing, which is now currently April 22nd, 2026. But I can say the overall theme that I got from all of this is that life is precious, bro. That's one thing that we gotta really begin to walk in some understanding. And this taught me, because it showed me how somebody can be at a height, a great height, you know, being a college coach, especially at a school like Michigan, which is very widely known in America as a very popular team. And you know, you on TV, you got players that are coming in as D1, you know, great NIL deals, all this money flowing, all that stuff. And to then, by one decision, your whole life changes. And I had a mentor tell me this one time. He was like, you know, we get to choose our decisions, but we don't get to choose our consequences. And one of the things that I've come to learn about life is that how you do anything needs to be how you do everything. And I truly believe that if we pay attention to small details in our lives and how we do them, I believe that it translates to other things in our lives. Because, like I said, I don't know this brother. I'm pretty sure if he's looking at his life through a lens of how they say hindsight is 20/20, I'm pretty sure he would look back and be like, man, why did I do this? I could have just did this differently. And unfortunately, you know, that's not how life works. it's like I say, you can't choose the consequences after you have made the decision. But I do believe that God is calling us to a place to where we can come to an opportunity to where we are faced with a situation, and instead of just going straight into the situation, we take a step back and we look at it and we look at every, well, I don't know if you'll be able to look at every outcome, but you really can look at this whatever is being proposed to you and be like, man, is this gonna help me or is this gonna hurt me? Am I doing this because this is something that I want to do, or truly, God, is this something that you would like me to do? And I believe, now this is my beliefs, I believe if we begin to approach each and every opportunity like this, we can begin to avoid a lot of pitfalls that we fall into. Now, I don't believe that none of us, we're not going to be perfect, but if we start with God first, this is my belief, if we start with God first, there's a lot of things that we can begin to avoid and begin to have this life that truly we ultimately want. Because I'm pretty sure, bro, that man, he felt on top of the world. Like, he had a great job and a great life. Of course, now this is outside looking in, but I'm pretty sure he worked pretty hard to get to where he was at, and to have it all thrown away off of something that I know he's looking back and it's like, man, that wasn't worth it. So that's what I learned from his situation. And like Cam said, it's like, his life is going to forever be changed now. We live in a world to where you're guilty until proven innocent. Not the other way around. Now, like I said earlier, I am grateful that his wife is still by his side. But there are consequences now that his wife has to endure because of his decision. And I just want us to all, including myself, to begin to focus on that which what we decide to do, because I had to learn this, is that our decisions, they don't not only affect us, but they do affect other people. Whether you feel like I'm all alone all the time or not, like, there are people that are connected to your decision making more than you know. So I just encourage you all to pay attention to each and every decision that you make, because it does have an impact on those who are around you. That's all I got for today. I hope this video helps somebody. I hope it encourages somebody. Yeah. I can't leave without saying, where you are today is residual outcome of the thoughts you've had in the past. Till the next time, I love y'all. Hey.